Hello, everybody, and welcome back
It's got like
to.
gets a roast chicken out, and it's like pale and anemic, and like slathered in butter, but like he's not like roasted it to the point where it's like a lovely golden or crispy brown or anything. It's just like pale and like slimy.
Like a raw chicken.
Chat is going to be so
Yeah.
confused right now.
You do the opposite. And what was that movie called? Holiday Vacation or whatever it was. They open up the
Perhaps
turkey
you're
and it's like.
talking about a film, Scott,
I was, yeah. I said
not
movie.
a movie.
Well, same difference. Movies, films, same thing. Moving on. So, Jake.
No context.
Damn it, Tesh.
Oh my god.
Sir, you have a very important role to make. This is a very important role. This is the loyalty check for the fact that your army was not only routed, but potentially completely disbanded, as as your hired troops are like, yeah, it's not really worth it.
What do I got to do?
You have to make a loyalty check. The DC for all loyalty checks is 30. And your modifier is plus 14. You are allowed to use luck dice for this because it is a loyalty roll.
You're assuming I'm going to get remotely close enough to use.
Yeah,
that
it's the
dice.
natty 20. It's coming in, Tesh. Just have faith in the martyr. Natty 20.
If I use the luck dice, it means it's not 10 or more, no matter what, so I might as well use one.
What was the
Don't
DC?
use it because they disband either way.
Oh, they disband either way? Okay.
Yeah,
well,
they're gone.
So, what ends up happening is as you're trying to retreat from
That's really
Rid, as
bad.
you see that your soldiers are backing up more and more and more, as you're trying to retreat from Rid, you kind of like come to fallback areas, and you have like those that are around you, kind of staying loyal to you, so on and so forth. But then the army just keeps disbanding, and you try to call like a point of like a point to retreat to, a fallback point that pull the soldiers together. But far less come than you expected, and those that did arrive, realizing this as well as you are also finding their opportunities to leave. They have loyalties to the coin, but they don't to the crown. And they've received pay. And they'd like more, but they like their life a little bit better. And so the army just starts to dwindle. And even those that kind of stayed immediately around you, those numbers dwindle as well, to the point where there's about a dozen of them that stay by your side.
taking their damn money and running. We're going to... It's not okay.
It's about a dozen or so of them that stay by your side and say and say to you, we were informed by the hetman herself that if things were to go dour, because she was anticipating that it might, that if things were to go dour, we were to escort you back to your home. Unless you're going elsewhere, we were given directly the orders to make sure that you were safely brought back to Kurzfall.
I think at this stage I need to fall back to Kurzfall just in case this army goes to Kurzfall. So I think it is a good idea to fall back. And we are going to be meeting the people of Rid along the way. We are going with them and guarding them as well if possible.
They understand, of course. The people of Rid have had less than a day's head start at this point, or about a day's head start at this point, you know. So meeting with them when they're going to move slowly, you'd move much quicker.
Yeah.
But they just nod and say, "We were told to escort you to Kurzfall. If you move slower or faster, that's fine. But once we get you to your home, it's very likely we won't be staying."
Understood.
And so they are going to kind of accompany you. Do you send a message to your to the other chosen?
I will. I'll use another one of the usages.
Cool. I mean, that's not so bad either. That you have, at this point, you'd still have two of a powerful magic item left.
Yeah.
So not bad.
Fallen. Sorry, this is trying to figure out exactly what I'd say. So Rid has fallen. Free folk have disbanded, retreating to Kurzfall with the people of Rid. will fortify there.
And this is sent to?
To Wherein. I don't know that one has had any successes. I also don't know that he's still alive at this stage.
Yep, you're fine. You're fine. He made the foolish decision, so, or what you thought to be a foolish decision. So.
What I thought to be foolish, but it's probably actually the better decision now.
But we'll figure that out, you know. So so you send that message to him, Rayrin. This is the morning of the day of your battle. You're like, because you know obviously he's falling back as you've gotten some sleep the night beforehand. Got up that morning. You did like some stretches. Looked over your spell book. Make sure that you knew the spells.
I would
you
add,
needed to have.
Army was 1,000 strong. That's exactly the amount of words I had left.
Yay! There you go. So you what was I saying to you, Raven? So you had already gone over your book, made sure the correct spells were kind of like in the tippity top of your mind, you know, tip of your tongue, ready to be recited if need be. And you're gotten onto your horse being well fed and maintained and whatnot, you know, kind of keep her going, keep Grain going. And Grain, right? Did I get it right?
Grain.
Yes, not Dune. Okay, cool. I keep getting confused. So getting prepared, and then like as you're kind of getting out and heading towards the general, not the general, towards those that are going to escort you down there, because the general has his own thing to do. You get this message in your head.
If you'd excuse me for one moment, I'm just going to have a final word with the general. And he would, as he says, go and find Leon.
Okay. So your men that were accompanying you, which could have been the same 20, could have been less, whatever, doesn't really matter. They, of course, wait again as you go speak with the general. You can walk into the general's tents, the general looking at you being all polished up, clean, prepared for battle, obviously not just a soldier on a field, but also somebody that's representing not just your crown, but your kingdom, and also looking to inspire a degree of awe to those that would be watching this display. They know how Rayrin. He looks at you and he says, "You've put yourself together quite readily, haven't you?"
Yes. Well, if I win, I'll look good doing it. If I die, I'll look good doing that too.
Let's aim for the former.
Bad news, I'm afraid.
Have they
Varen
called?
has lost the free folk. Reed will fall. I only pray that they don't see fit to slaughter anyone who remains.
I did mention I took the people of Reed to Cursefall, or are on the way to Cursefall.
Yeah.
He says, was there treachery? He looks very agitated.
I believe that the free folk broke under the assaults.
He did use the word disbanded, right?
Disbanded, yeah.
He's like said slaughtered or anything else. He specifically said.
I believe that as the walls were breached, they lost morale and fled. Varen is now doing the same towards Casval with the people of Reed.
You know, this changes things. With Reed fallen, there's a path to our home.
Indeed.
Oh, sorry. You froze for me, Scott. I got scared.
You're fine. With Reed fallen, there's a path to our home. Indeed. I do not think our current course is the best one. We need to defend our home.
We don't have the troops to defend our home. Should
do.
Vigil fall, then there will be two paths to our home for an even larger army.
I think that what we need to do, they had a 3-point attack. They've taken one position. We cannot allow them to take a second. I don't know if they intend to attack Kurzfall directly. I don't know if they know exactly where Kurzfall is. We have trade come in and out, so very likely they do. But what we do know is that if this army succeeds, they will march on to Vigil. Let us do our job and keep Vigil safe. We need to keep this army here, one way or the other. Then I think we need to retreat to Kurzfeld, not to Vigil. We need to keep our home safe. We had only... He gestures to the map in front of him. We had only 2 beacons. And he topples over, like the symbol of Rid. Now we have 1. Goodbye, Tesh. It was a pleasure knowing you, sir.
Just to jump in quickly too, Rayron, you do remember as well that our citizens, if it does come under attack, we have a fallback plan.
Welcome back, Tesh. You have a fallback plan of teleporting, but that's gonna be slow and arduous and.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we do
that's
have
like that's
that
like when they're like,
there.
Take the women into the glittering caves in the Battle of Helm's Deep. They're like, it's slow, and the orcs will catch them.
Or
they will.
Or in the undead fight at the end of Game of Thrones, when they're all like, just hide in the crypt. That way, it's convenient to kill you there.
Are you talking about the teleporting to the keep in the west?
Yeah. Like it's a plan, but it's also very slow and arduous. So
it's very much a case of we get as many people as we can fit inside the castle. Start sending them when we hold the castle.
Yeah, it was literally what one said before they left. Him and Rayron. It was like an emergency backup. If you do save as many as possible. That's what you got to do. But I mean, going back, to Kurzfeld, it's not the worst idea, but it's also not the greatest. So I don't envy your decision, Neil.
I think we hold this position. We defeat this army here, one way or another. If we, with the details that you had agreed upon with these soldiers, these commanders. Even if we won this day, it allows us passage, but it doesn't necessarily mean that their army won't continue on after we've passed by to join their fight against Vigil. We can't just beat them in a small battle here. We need to defeat them.
It is a time-buying tactic. Obviously, I would have been too wounded to travel for some time, perhaps a week or more. I agree that Kurzfeld requires defending. I worry, however, should Vigil fall. As you say, one piece has already fallen off the map. The way I see it, 2 remain.
These are allies. We need to do them right. However, we need to secure our home. We can always send soldiers, secure our home, and then the riders of Raven's riders and the riders of Valrin can unite with them. We can send some of our soldiers from the army that we have amassed as well. We can potentially reapproach the free folk and see if another army can be raised from those that settled. Though I do not like the idea of this.
Very well. I will trust in your judgment on this one, Leon. If you think that passing by Vigil on your march north is the best approach, then do so.
We'll need soldiers to defend our home. If we fail there, if Vigil's destined to fall, and we fall with it, then this entire war is a loss.
I agreed that I would not lay siege to Harrod. Should I win this day, I will take Rayron's riders south of the bridge. You will not move encampment, and we will assault them at sunset. We will crush them in between 2 flanks, and we will end it here, and we will march north, save Kurzfeld, take back Reed, crush the army at Vigil, and we will see this right.
I would be remiss to say. I'd be remiss if I didn't say that it pains me to take this tactic, but I believe we need to defeat them.
I had hoped to not have to kill these men, not unless it was absolutely necessary, but things have changed. Now, in the name of saving civilians, we will have to slaughter them, possibly.
No, please. Take it back.
I have no intention of hunting them down, Leon.
No.
I simply wish to break the army and move on as quickly as possible.
He waits pensively, because of course he's not going to interrupt the Chosen. He waits pensively, and then when you finish, he says, we will use, based off the descriptions that you've given me of the people and the commanders, both of our armies will attack the one commander's army, the better trained one, the army itself, not the militia. If we can quickly disband the army with a united assault, while doing the best we can to stave off the militia, then very well we could defeat the one without having to bring too much injury to the other.
Agreed. That's a good plan, General. I approve. Let's get this done.
He nods, and he's like, I'll start issuing commands. We'll get things prepared. It seems as though we will be fighting this day nonetheless. You still intend to engage in your fights so that you can have the advantage, yes? Then
we wish to flank them properly now.
Let's let Lady Arenda watch over you with smiles. May she gift upon you the knowledge to succeed and read and illuminate and other phrases that we have not made up yet that pertain to the goddess of the written word and stuff.
So sorry for you guys that are in the call and not seeing what's going on. I'm being amused by the fact that my water bottle is being keyed out with my background.
Oh, hey!
I'm like trying to. It's amusing to me, so I'm like trying to figure out ways of toying with it.
That's why I got this color water bottle, and when I smashed it, that's why my wife got me another one of these. So I could do things like, during one of the streams, I think it was a stream with you, Tesh, I would have this old image of Mike, like when he was like super gangsta, like he would do this like gangsta post. It was this old MySpace post because he was trying to like.
That's fantastic.
He was a scrawny, sad kid, but anyways, I have this picture of it. So I posted it behind me, and I'd be like drinking water, and you'd see Mike sitting there like. I'm like, oh, you're 15 and sad.
That is a clever idea, and I may have to use that at some stage.
Yeah.
When I get a different background.
No, it works with that
one
background.
I key out. No, what I mean is I key out that background. But if I have like a normal background and I key out this, when I go to drink it, it'll show up, but only when I go to drink it.
Yes. You can do that. Yep. Or whatever image that you're keying out behind you. You also have something small set like right, so it's like right where you generally are.
I also find it interesting that despite the fact that it's got all these different colors of blue and all like that stuff, it's just a blanket key out.
I turned up the similarity because you were having difference of lighting earlier in the stream. Not today, but like seasons ago. Yeah. So that's why. All right. So anyways, let us continue. Tesh, we already did your thing. That went swimmingly. Neil, you've received your report, but you didn't respond to Tesh. So I imagine you would have said something.
I needed to.
Yep. You would have said something before you spoke to the general. That. Ooh?
Yeah. I think wherein would have just. I mean, it's difficult to just take that sort of news on the chin. I think he'd have kept it short and said, "We'll do what we can. Stay safe."
Okay, now, Neil, obviously you're going to ride into your little combat-y situation-y thingy, majiggy thingy.
He's going to go on foot.
You're going to go walking down there. Are you going to...
he'll ride down, but then he'll get up. He's not fighting from horseback.
As you're walking down there, your raven, once again, goes and lands on your shoulder and says, "Oh, I have to say, this is an interesting fight that you've got going on here.
What have you seen?
He is not a small man.
Go on. Of course, it's a fucking Goliath.
She's a large woman.
Go on.
Good luck.
She stands maybe a hand's taller than you, and maybe about as wide as one. And she's looks like she's seen a fight or two in her day.
Doesn't look like she can cast spells.
Oh. No.
That's something. Well, I hope you understand that you're one of my weapons. If it comes to it, you'll need to pick out some eyes.
He looks at you and says, you know, there's a way around this.
I can't just stab her before the battle begins, Phaedra.
Well, that sounds entertaining as well. But you've made a deal and you should honor it. But there's another deal that has been made that can also be honored.
Yes, I feel like there might be rather more pressing uses for that, however.
Did you not receive message that your entire nation's about to fall?
Yes, that is what I am referring to. Look, why don't you let me focus on this life or death battle I'm about to fight before you burden me with more reminders about what's going on out there?
All right. Well,
maybe you could, have my back. You've got this, wherein. Don't worry, I'm not just an evil figure on your shoulder. I'll defend you, or something of the sort. Not your nation's about to be destroyed, by the way. Maybe.
You feel like the talons dig into your shoulder a little bit, but not like in a way that hurts. But it's a bit sharp, and says, very dryly, "There, friend. You fought bigger and beat them all."
Truly, I feel our bond grows by the day.
Indeed, it has. Listen, if you're losing, it's going to be a little bit harder to get the the request out. So keep that in mind while you're making your decisions.
Better not let me lose then.
It jumps off your shoulder and starts flying off.
Yep.
Thanks, buddy.
Thanks. Yep.
Fuck you too.
Right, let me see, because it's time for me to start popping potions.
Green. You brought something up in one of the chats that I had actually honestly never heard of before. And I totally want to look into it and would totally integrate it if it's something that I find favorable. You had mentioned how you used to use some sort of alternative mechanic. I don't know if it was your homebrew or something that was released in like one of the old books or something like that, where if you consume too many potions at once, it can cause some degree of toxicity in your blood, similar to like how Witcher is with their
The Witcher?
Yeah. Like how the Witcher had it in there. Some sort of negative effects or whatever. It's in the DMG, but not like which DMG are you referring to? Not Pathfinder DMG, because it's checking about 3.5, checking about 5.0.
Sorry.
What? What did I miss?
Scott doesn't like Fori. Right, okay.
Fori.
So
okay.
Raring is drinking a potion of delayed poison prior to the fight, because you don't trust him, ladies and gentlemen. Do not trust
You're saying
him.
in each of those editions?
Scott can't read.
I just don't recall it.
Screw it, I'm drinking a potion of Shield of Faith +2 as well.
I can't remember everything, Neil. I'm only
Neil,
one
do you
man.
have the belt that allows potion use as a swift action as well?
Yeah, I do. So that's all I'm drinking for now. And let me have a look at this. What's 1 hour per level? Okay. And I'll also use Ablative Barrier prior to the start. Oh, I'll also use Fallback Strategy. And then I'm good to go.
Blade of Barrier is nice because it's a long duration.
Exactly.
All right. So as you approach the bridge and you quaff a couple of potions or whatever, you can see that there is in fact a woman standing on the other side of the bridge, surrounded by several soldiers and a man that's wearing clearly like the robes and whatnot that they're wearing. It may be some sort of soothsayer or whatever the case may be. Maybe a sage, or you get the impression that they might be practiced in some degree of magical arts. And so you're on your side of the bridge, they're on theirs. The whole gap is less, it's like maybe 20 feet apart. Like, 'cause this bridge isn't like crazy long by any stretch, right? So maybe like 20 feet apart between the two of you. And as you're standing on your side, they turn to, she looks at you, looks you down, looks you up, and it's kind of like, gives you that look like, you can see her turn to the guy that's next to her and says, in, of course, the common tongue, isn't that their ruler? And he nods and says, yes, that's in fact one of the three rulers that they have in their nation. And she's like, and he's going to put his own life on the line for this? And they nod. And she's like, okay, if that's the way they do things. She looks at you and says, sorry, guess they're going to have to die today.
Better to die for your people than force them to fight.
She shrugs. And though obviously that wasn't necessarily for her, that was for others that you're watching on. And in fact, there is effectively an army watching behind. It's not literally everybody, but there's a lot of people that are lined up, curious as to what the fate of this encounter is going to be. Word having spread and the commanders having allowed it. Excuse me. Excuse me. So, it's 5e. I'm curious where it is in the other editions there, Green, because this is based off of, this is based off of 3rd edition Pathfinder is. Moving on. So the person that's in this age says, now hold on before we get started. And he turns towards you and he actually starts casting a spell. You're welcome to roll spellcraft to see what he's casting.
He better not be trying to dispel me.
You don't know what he's casting.
He's trying to dispel.
So he casts.
What are you doing?
He says, just discerning. After he finishes casting the spell, I should say, he says, just discerning, and he looks upon you, and he continues to like stare at you, for a gap of time. So 10 seconds, maybe like 20 seconds or so passed of him staring at you. Go ahead.
Single combat.
He nods and says, indeed, it is single combat. Just you against her. Nobody else.
Could you stop?
In just a moment. Yes, he did use magics before he came here, so you're going to be allowed to have these. And he reaches into like a pouch that he has at his side and produces a few potions and hands them to her.
Uh-oh.
So she grabs the potion. She's like, your choice.
I hope you got something to protect you from fire there.
You said for fire. Yeah. She like, you can see like her muscles bulging. You can see like the veins popping and whatnot. She grabs another one. You can see like her chest swells and her shoulders kind of like square off, much stronger and whatnot. Not breast, Tesh. Chest, like muscles, like pecs, not boobies. Sorry. So she grabs another one, and you can see as she drinks the other one, she gets kind of like really focused, like really she grabs finally the last potion, and as she goes to drink it, instead of drinking the potion, she actually slowly drips it along the edge of her weapon, just slowly drips it along and grabs like a little cloth and like rubs it along the edge, and you can see like she's trying to do the best she can to be like finite with the details of this and like rubbing it along and whatnot. And she's like, ugh, all right, I think I'm feeling good. I think I'm ready. And the person that's over there calls out and says, Do you intend to use any more magics or just the preparation?
I cast spells. I'm a spellcaster.
Oh, so then magic is still on the table after the start of the combat.
Her magics, yes. Single combat.
I intend to cast no spells during this combat. I'm honestly not a particularly adept spellcaster compared to what likely you are. Rumors have spread of those that are the chosen of your nation, so I wouldn't dare to intervene, raise your ire. He turns to her and says, just take these last two. He points at them and says, remember what each of the colors are? And you can see one of them from across the way is red and one of them is clear. And she's like, the red one heals you, right? She's like, he nods, but like gives her a look. And she's like, and the clear one, and he shakes his head. She's like, yeah. And she puts them into like her, belt pouchy kind of area, not an area where she could swift drink it. Nothing like that on her person. So she gets those prepared. And then he says, well, I suppose the fate of all of those that stand behind you rest in your hands, dear. So perhaps you should, don't fuck it up. And she's, yeah. And she's getting ready and starts stepping onto the bridge. Neil? Hello? Am I still live? Or did Zoom? I think Zoom.
Well,
there we
welcome
are.
back, Scott.
I
Welcome back.
think just Zoom broke down. I think my bitrate got wonky for a second. Did I glitch out on?
You stopped for us entirely.
You
No.
flat out just froze.
Yeah, you guys froze for me too. But on stream, did I glitch out at all, or is that just a Zoom issue? Also, if everybody could turn off their cameras for a second, and we're gonna go Neil, then Jake, then Tesh.
And boom.
Jesus Christ, this had to happen right before the fucking beginning. I'm already like, woo! She's just drank so many potions, her poor kidney and liver are gonna give out.
Yeah. Well, apparently that rule disappeared in 3rd edition, which makes sense why I don't fully remember it. So hey, all right. So but it'd be a cool rule to integrate in the future. But for now, we don't give a shit. So you, sir, are going to she's after she drinks the potions, is kind of at the ready. You saw that she got handed 2 more. You heard the description of the 2, yes? Cool. And she then walks onto the bridge and is looking prepared. She has in her one hand what would be, again, she's a big lady, you know what I mean? But she's not a Goliath. You think she's just a large human, right? Like a good 6'3" human, something like that. A good bit taller than Wherein is. She's wearing armor. She's wearing like breastplate and a helmet, but not like full plate or anything like that. And the sword that she has in her hand is a very, very thick one-handed sword. Maybe it's a bastard sword. Maybe it's a... You can't quite tell, but it's like a very, very thick and heavy bladed sword. She starts walking across the bridge over towards the middle of it. Do you stay on your side, or do you start walking out as well?
I mean, Raren would stay on his side because he'd start prep for the fight. He'd draw his sword, and it would start glowing. But I mean, like, I don't know how you wanna... I'm just looking through. Yeah, okay, cool. So that is, let me see how many that would take. +1. So that gives okay. So, Rayrin's going to draw his sword, as he do.
As you do.
Let's That's a +2. That's a +4. And the blue glow that some of them might be familiar with settles into the blade, and then the red glow flows from the blade, from the tip of it all the way down, and it begins to glow in the sort of faint purple light. And then a bright, piercing blue light settles just along the cutting edge of the blade.
Okay. Don't forget to highlight your mini.
So, Keen, when Keen affects 18, does that go down to 15?
18, 19, 20, yes. Times
Yep.
2 is 20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15.
Cool.
Which is a, hold on, give me a second,
Fucking
30% chance to crit.
That's yikes. This is how you win, Neil.
Yep.
You crit and you crit again. you double
Hopefully.
crit needs to kill.
Hopefully.
Dude, Neil has some shit that that he could just easy clap her with.
Let's hope.
Well, with Scott's own ruling, there is a way to instant kill with
You want
the
me
double
to-
crit.
You want me to roll initiative? Fuck me, I'm so fucking nice. Jesus.
You got this, I believe.
Nice.
Oh! You lost your
That's
action!
Literally could not have gone better.
Fallback strategy?
Does it allow it? Hold on.
Let's have a look. Let's
Attack roll, combat maneuver check, skill check. It doesn't say an ability check,
look.
and
It doesn't.
an initiative roll is an ability check. So, so close.
Rip.
Oh, it did.
Damn.
Oh, I forgot to highlight my mini. You didn't see my roll, so I guess it never happened. Hey.
Fuck.
Just don't get one shot. Scott, did you like sacrifice something to the devil today? Like, what is
That's
with this?
unfortunate.
I listen. Don't worry about it. So you come walking
Yes,
across.
that's a yes, chat. You heard him. It's a yes.
You come walking across the bridge, right, Neil?
No, he does. He needs to keep his distance.
Yeah, no, but you come onto the bridge, right?
Oh yes, yeah.
And again, the bridge itself is only about 20 feet long, so it's not like it's a crazy long distance.
Yeah.
Nothing nutty going on here. Hold on one second, and let's just close out this. Yeah, so there's nothing nutty going on here or anything like that. So you are, she's in the middle of the bridge. So let me just try to drop like a quick little representation for us. Actually, I suppose I could just bring us over to that battlefield map, couldn't I? Why did I do that to begin with? I'm so sorry. Copy. Let's come over to the Plains of War. Paste. Put her on here. I'll just have to make it a little bit longer. Where's Neil? I have this done nice and quick.
I can't believe I rolled a fucking 91 on my initiative.
So that might be long enough to get the job done. Let's check. Let's bring the map over
That's
there
what
for
she
everybody.
said.
Hey oh. And get us over onto that map. You sir. So if you imagine the thing's 20 feet long, right? So that's about 20 feet. So she's standing here in the middle, and you're your distance. So it's not like you're far from her by any stretch of the imagination, right?
Gotcha.
Let's zoom up a little bit more so we can see exactly how bad the map was made. And that's where you guys are. And then, of course, there are the armies on either side. Ravens, Riders. This army over here. Yay! Nice and close for everybody. Oh, that's funny. If they're not fully on the map, you can't see them. That's cool. So, and there they are. I think we discovered that last time, though. We talked about it. There we go. So that's how things go. All right, cool. You guys are there. It's her turn first. You actually don't even have an action the first round. She immediately takes the initiative to rush forward and attack at you. Unfortunately, she can't charge attack because, you know, the distance isn't that great. But she does actually rush forward and goes to attack you immediately with her sword.
I have an AC of 21 right now.
Jesus. I mean, I could hit you, but that's still a really good chance to hit. Really good AC. All right, against an AC of a 21. Ooh, I actually do hit you. So she comes swinging forward with her first attack with a sword. She does this big arcing attack from, the outside to the inside, this big swinging attack. And it's one of those things where you see the attack coming from several steps away. You see the way she's going to do it. And so she easily does this attack. And we're talking, despite that fact, you didn't expect her to be as quick as she ended up being with the strike, so it narrowly misses you. We get a 19 total for my chance to hit. Narrowly misses you. But then what catches you off guard is how quickly she's able to attack a second time. So with that first attack, you kind of like ducking to the side. She immediately turns the momentum and comes back at you and plunges the sword towards you, cutting you into your side, dealing to you. Boom, 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 boom. Here we go. Sorry, Neil. Dealing to you 14 points of damage with the hit that she does, and cutting into you. She has no bonus action abilities, so she's not going to do anything else with her turn. But she did attack twice and did that. It is now your turn, sir.
So I've not got a main action.
Correct. You have a bonus and a move, but no. Bonus and a swift. Sorry, a swift and a move, but not a standard.
I can use my potion belt with a swift, correct?
Yes, sir. Yes, you can. Mm-hmm. And you have the potion belt that has 3 rows of 3, don't you?
No, it has 4 slots.
So four. Do you have the one that like the potion belt with like the inner pockets or no?
I don't know. It has 4. It only has 4 slots.
He does have that one, Scott, because I have the other one.
Okay.
It's only the 3.
So you have the one that has 4 slots, but each slot can hold I think 3 potions inside of it.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh, that's right. You guys didn't discuss. Oh, you failed that check to figure that out. It's like those. You know those. I don't know if you have them in the UK. I'm sure you do. Those like little coin dispenser things that you can pull out a coin.
It's like a Pez. It's like
a Pez dispenser. Like a Pez dispenser. Yeah. There you go. Okay. The opposite. I was trying to think of something international.
Okay. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
All right. Well, what do I want to do?
Even if there was poison on the sword, it doesn't matter. Norway, he took delay poison, so it wouldn't affect him until after an hour per caster level. So if the poison even continued to exist at that point. The only way to fight a drow.
Fuck it, let's try this. With the swift action pulls a potion from the potion belt, quaffs it, and he drinks a potion of invisibility.
I was so hoping you fucking did that.
That's funny. It's hilarious that you did that. So you grab a potion, it's potion of invisibility.
That's scary. The way he said that is scary.
That I'm just saying that's funny. There you go. So your first thing you do is you grab a potion of invisibility, turn invisible, and she's like, "What the hell?" You still have a move action.
He'll move around behind her.
Okay, so technically speaking, trying to move through her square does still require a check because she's completely impossible to know where you are. But you have some big bonuses. So to move through her square is actually an acrobatics check against her CMD.
Jesus, I'm not gonna pass that. I'm wearing armor.
Well,
maybe I don't want to do that then.
Again, though, you have some serious bonus because of the fact that she's. I don't have to be vague. You have a +10 to your modifier because you are invisible.
That does nothing for me though, because her CMD is probably.
What's your CMD?
17.
So let's use yours as the basis. If you were beating yourself, what's your acrobatics?
2.
Okay, so that's a +12 against a 17. That's odds are in your favor. It's up to you. I'm not telling you what to do. I'm just saying.
Oh, fuck it.
Okay, so that's going to be a 22. It's a 22 total. Are you comfortable with your roll?
Yes.
Modify it.
You think?
I'm telling you, modify it.
Fuck it.
So he's like, I don't think I tell you. Okay, with a 25, you
didn't get an option. You're doing it.
You easily slip past her. easily slip past her. There's no concerns there, and so she is. And so she is now. On the you're behind her, and she doesn't know. Do me another favor. Actually, no, don't do me a favor. You're fine. So when you do that, you slip past her. Do you continue moving even further to get to like the others?
Nope.
Okay.
He
just stay right
stops
there.
and he goes deadly silent.
Okay, not a problem. I have to make a perception check. I'm going to open roll my perception check, just like I should open roll my attack roll. Sorry for not doing that beforehand. I'll open roll my perception check. 20 plus. I rolled garbage, so she has no clue that you slip past her, slip behind her. So it is now her turn. She is now going to take her first attack and attack in front of her. So it doesn't matter what her attack roll is. We'll just say she attacks.
Oh crap! I should have reduced that damage by 5 to non-lethal damage. Sorry.
Oh,
Because of
elevative.
ablative
Yep,
barrier.
elevative. Yep, or
Yeah.
ablative. Yeah. So you
do that.
so she swings in front of her and does 0 damage, obviously, because that was she's like swings in front of her, realizes there's nothing there, and then she turns around and she swings in front of her, which is where you now are on the other side, right? But now as she swings around and swings in that direction, first thing I have to do is 50% chance of whether or not I hit you. Neil, it's odd to hit you. I'll roll a d6.
Okay.
She also swings in front of her again and completely misses. She's like, "Where are you, you fucking snake?"
It's Raymond's turn, right?
It is. Do me a favor, Rearin. Roll me a perception check. Oh, no. Okay, you're good. Would you like to modify that?
No, thank you.
Okay.
Rayrin will cast Shocking Grasp. Don't ignore the roll for it.
Yep.
And he will choose to deliver it via a. Is she wearing metal armor, by the way?
Your breastplate, I had said.
Okay, sweet. Right, okay, so this will be an attack. And it has a +3 on the attack. Well, no, yes, no, because no. Okay, so, the blade crackles with electricity and he swings.
Okay. So it's a... Oh!
Yes! Natural 20 as well, baby.
And a critical confirmation. Jesus, this is gonna hurt. Okay. Roll me that damage.
Right, okay, so this is weapon damage first.
18 points.
Lovely. And now, shocking grit. What's the shock? Is it doubled?
It is, because it's
Okay.
it's because the attack one. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a.
Oh God.
It's a 10d6.
Her AC was lowered too because she was flat-footed. So.
So it's 10d6 electrical damage, right?
Yeah.
it random plus 4?
D6.
Yeah, okay, right. So let's roll. Roll 10.
Because Tesh, because it's 5d6, but he crit.
Fucking hell.
Oh my God. That's 40. That's 53. Oh my God. What did I have for her health points? Okay.
One shotter?
Maybe. I literally have her health set at 55.
No!
However, there is a little thing. Is there nothing else like adds to your damage that isn't factored in, like magic, so on and so forth? And then we have what? And then we have. Yes, don't worry, Green. I'm getting to that. And then we have something else just in case. No, Green. I know.
I don't think so.
Okay, so
Because
nothing else.
We've got the double damage from Black Blade, the double damage from Shocking Grasp, so I think that's everything.
So death from massive damage is a DC 15 Constitution save, or I should say Fortitude save. If she fails this check, she just dies because that one individual blow is just too much. More or less, you give her a heart attack from the electric shock, right? So,
Jesus.
yeah. So I got to make a DC 15. I'm pretty sure I got this rules correct. Fortitude save. Oh God. Hold on. What's her Fortitude modifier? Because she drank Bull Strength as well. So that was brings it
I
from
reckon she's
there
got a
to
good
there.
chance of saving this.
She's got a chance. If I roll shit, I roll shit. And don't forget, I got Daddy's dice. So I'm just gonna add the Daddy's dice right away, because I'm just gonna say I'm gonna use one. So I don't care. I'm gonna use it right now. All right. Oh, okay.
Oh, she saved it.
Oh my god.
I don't care. I'm just gonna use one. I don't care. So as epic as it would have been for the auto kill, unfortunately she is still Unfortunately for you, she is still standing. And so what you didn't see was that off on the sidelines, the person that was over there was making a motion for her, and she happened to even this, takes the attack. She's still. You're visible now.
Action.
And then you see
Do you
she
have a swift action?
Yeah.
Raymond would have a swift action.
He has
Yeah.
a swift action.
What do you do with swift action?
I need to swift action, and I think I probably need to drink.
Oh, okay. I thought, damn it! I was hoping you could do.
I've got
just,
nothing.
chip
I got
damage.
nothing fancy.
You
I
go
don't
before I
think-
do, so.
Yeah. Okay, let's do that. I'm gonna drink a potion of Cat's Grace.
Okay, let's give you a +4 to your dexterity, +2 to your modifier. And what you didn't see was that they were making a motion beforehand. And so she grabs a potion and she actually pulls out the clear one and pops it out and drinks it, as you also see her fade away. Because that was the tactic that I was going to use. That's why I just.
That's why you were laughing.
Yeah. That's why I was like, in the clear potion, he's like, bastard. And she's like, two can play. But because she doesn't have it as a swift action, that is actually her action, that is her turn effectively. And then she goes to move as well. You can make a perception check, sir.
She didn't have a swift action drink.
She's standard action drank, so she did not get to make an attack. Correct.
No, it's a move action to draw a potion and a standard to drink, isn't it? No? Oh no, it's free to drink. Is it?
It's a standard action to drink, and it's a move action to draw if it's like stored away. You know what I mean? So she's fine. She's good. She's drinking. Yeah. He's able to just swift action do it. You, sir, make me a perception check. You hear her in her massive footsteps step backwards, back to where you were standing originally. It's your turn, sir. Talk to me.
I'm thinking. I was like, where's my potion of detect invisibility gone?
Talk to me.
I knew I thought I had one, but I don't. Or maybe it was a scroll.
You want to know the thing? I'm pretty sure you might have given it to me.
It's fine. I have that spell anyway. Rayron knows where she went. She went backwards.
Correct.
Oh, I have a scroll of invisibility purge. Damn it! If only.
Come on, Neil. Talk to me. Well, since Neil can't make up his mind and Tesh
Do you
does
have
need
any
sleep,
AoE
Rayron will.
Do you have any AoE attacks?
Yeah, I do, but that's we'll ignore that. Rayron's gonna step forward and slash.
50% chance to miss, so you have to roll odd to hit.
So this will be a shocking grasp. 3. Lower that.
Does he get a better chance because he knows where she is? Or
No.
is
That's just he's attacking the correct square. That's all that means.
Oh, okay.
And you know what? Let's just check. I'm going to use spell combat. So I'm going to do this at a -2 penalty.
They should be available, Naga. I'm pretty sure I turned everything on. Yeah,
So
everything's turned on.
let's take that. If I take that down by 2, does that? Yeah, okay, right. So that's lovely. So that's attack numero uno.
So with the black blade, why? Oh, I remember that. Yep. So 13 total for your chance to hit. Are you satisfied with the chance to hit? Oh, hold on. You didn't roll me your odd to hit, anyways. You
Oh, what do I have to?
any die.
Oh, okay. I was just.
You're fine. Just 50% miss chance. That's why. And then before you wasted Daddy's dice. Okay, so that's a chance to hit. That means, sorry, odd to hit means you miss. So you are not going to waste a. So that means you miss on your turn. Okay. You step. You step up
I
and
will then
attack.
swing again.
Mm-hmm.
Because spell combat.
Yep.
Do I need to roll?
Yep. Of course. Any even number die. You miss again. So you don't even worry about rolling the attack roll.
Or I could Daddy's dice it.
You can't Daddy's dice a something like this because
It's a D20.
you chose a D20, but it's not a D20.
But it's a dice.
Yeah,
that I can
usually roll a D6, but anyway.
I don't make the rules.
Yeah. All right. So, anyways, we so this is what ends up happening is on her turn, she's going to make a 1d20 plus. Ready for this? Oh, sorry. Oh no, it's garbage. But I think it hit. Wait, I'm gonna Daddy's dice it just in case. Whew, okay, I definitely do.
I've got an AC of 23.
That's okay. I don't care about your AC. I care about your CMD. As she bear hugs you.
My CMD is 19.
Yep. So a 21 as she bear hugs you and starts walking towards the edge of the bridge. Not to step off onto land, but to throw the two of you off into the water. And this is where we are going to end the session. Because as much as we want to know how it ends, with the two of them about to go tumbling off into the water, as much as we want to know how it ends, Tesh needs to get some sleep. He has a busy day in a very few hours from now. So we'll do a quick chat to see where everybody's going and whatnot. I'll actually go really fast. I'm going to play a little bit of Star Wars as soon as this ends, so feel free to stick around. But Tesh, say your details so we can...
Hi, I'm Tesh of the Tesh Tube, and you can follow me under that name on YouTube, Twitch, and Twitter. Follow me on Twitter for Cute Animal Gifts. Follow me on Twitch for Monster Hunter at the moment, because that's like all I'm playing at the moment. But RPGs of all kinds, and yeah.
There you go.
I can't believe I didn't kill her in that one hit.
Sir, it's your turn next. You talk.
Hi, I'm Neil. You can find me at Naghai on Twitter, at Naghai _ on Twitter, or at Naghai on Discord, which you should join. The details are down below. You can also find me on twitch.tv/Aurorum in an hour for a D&D 5e game, which is different. I'm a good boy cleric, not a hard ass magus. Yeah. So tune in. It was nice. I saw some of you there the other week. It was nice.
There you go. And Jake, anything you care to say? Like, for instance, confess your love to me?
Maybe later.
Oh, okay.
Jake, you find me here. And yeah.
Cool. And definitely poke fun at him in Discord. All right, everybody, let's get out of here so Tesh can go sleep. Catch us next week where we can find out whether or not she is able to successfully drown the pen mightier than the sword, but gets washed away in the water.
Poke her in the ribs and she'll die.
And with 2 HP though, I feel like she might not make it.
We'll see.
Bearing in mind, I have a touch AC option with +3.
Bye.